How's it going, everybody? I want to go ahead and do this video here, and I want to make sure that the point comes across like very, very clearly here. All right? Make no mistake about it. I don't care how you word it, how you say it. A lot of y'all are on damage control. All right? I don't care what you say. I know you're on damage control. You're hanging on to whatever you could hang on to. That's how I know. He should fight Kell Brook, they say. Kell Brook will be the biggest challenge of his life, he said. This is what they were saying. He won't be able to beat Kell Brook, they said. Kell Brook has the style to beat him, they said. Kell Brook is too big and strong. He's not going to have to, just rehydrate 10 pounds, they say. Oh, this is in the IBF. Kell Brook could weigh in 180. What's Crawford going to do about it? No, Paul. Bruce goes, how's it going? Kell Brook will at least be an actual welterweight, they say. Kell Brook's the guy, they say. Kell Brook will be Crawford's best fight to date, they say. Are you kidding me? Are you for real? Are you shitting me right now? Joe Lopez, 40 ounce. Friends of mine. Just boxing talk, but a lot of Spence fans out there. Not that you have to be a Spence fan to qualify for this, but let me make this very, very clear, okay? This is not me gloating, because in normal circumstances, I wouldn't be gloating about this. I mean what I said on HCP. I do. I said, do not give me credit for picking Crawford to win, because it's an easy fight to pick, right? I knew that. And it's not because I don't think Brook is not a good fighter. It's just because I just knew Crawford was just that good. That's why I knew that. That's why I understand that. The question is, do a lot of you understand that? The assessments, not necessarily the prediction. Guys, there's only 2 fighters in the ring, okay? There's people that have their children pick fights and get them right. That's not like anyone can get a fight right. It's 50-50 as far as a fight. We have projections and all that who we think is more likely to win, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about it is easy to just pick a fighter to win or lose. That's not what this is about. This is about the assessments of Crawford that are just far off. It's not even funny. After every single Crawford fight, it seems to me individuals can't seem to get it right. How many, this is unbelievable, which is why they keep thinking this guy's going to give him a hard time. Oh, no, you know what? This guy's going to beat him. Oh, you know, but you know what, though? This guy's going to do it. Before we talk about Kell Brook, Let's rewind the tape a little bit. All right? Let's rewind it a little bit. I want to go back to a fight that there's still receipts out there, and the prediction videos are still out there. All right. Now you got to look for them. Right. I hope some of you didn't put them on private. All right. But these were the breakdowns. These were the breakdowns. The breakdowns were okay. Amir Khan is a better boxer than Crawford. But since Amir Khan doesn't have a chin, Crawford's going to catch him and knock him out. It's going to be interesting seeing Crawford deal with a boxer like Khan before Crawford catches him and knocks him out because Amir Khan doesn't have a chin. I mean, we saw that with Danny Garcia. He was outboxing him. Danny caught him, took him out. We saw it with Canelo. He was outboxing Canelo. Canelo caught him, knocked him out. Right? These were the assessments that were presented in front of me. I sit, and any intelligent well, you know what? It's not even about that. It's about your willingness to see. It's not about how smart you are. It's about how willing you are, okay, to really assess Crawford. A lot of people just don't want to do it for whatever reason. And the reason I'm saying that because I see a lot of these. Look, man, a lot of you guys will go into detail breaking down other fighters, but with Crawford, you just refuse to do it for whatever reason. All right. But now I have the receipts up. I said, I don't care if Amir Khan had a granite chin. Ain't no way a pattern fighter like Amir Khan gonna fuck with Crawford. Crawford's gonna figure out Amir Khan and then pick him apart however the fuck he wants, and that's what he did. In fact, Crawford made a concerted effort in that fight to go to the body. Right? And he made Khan quit. All you heard about Khan, oh, Khan, he has this like a heart, and you know his body betrays him, and the chin gives up on him. But Khan is a warrior; he never gives up. And guess what? Crawford took the fight out of Khan. Khan knew what was coming. He knew he was getting beat down. Khan went back to the corner confused. Khan looked exhausted after 4 rounds. Okay, Khan didn't know what the hell it was happening. He looked lost in the corner. What happened to he's a better boxer? No, he's not a better boxer. And I remember I said, you know how everybody used to say, man, if only Khan had a good chin, what an amazing fighter he would be. And I said, well, Crawford's even better than that hypothetical Khan. He made him look like a con artist. Natty Turner, how's it going? So the assessments were just flat out wrong. That's what they were. Let's talk about Jeff Horn. All right? Let's talk about him. Jeff Horn was undefeated when Crawford fought him. He had just finished beating Manny Pacquiao in what I believe was a really close fight. Now, me personally, I scored at 7-5 Pacquiao, but it could have gone either way. I'm not going to listen, okay, to the biased ESPN commentary. Horn is a really big welterweight. That's one of the main reasons the fight with Pacquiao was so close. He used his size. Crawford out-muscled him. The guy moving up from 140. Crawford was moving up. A guy that came from lightweight, he was moving up. Horn's fought at 160. And the dude loses at 160. People make a big deal about it. He has one loss at welterweight. One. That's against Crawford. Crawford annihilated Jeff Horn. All right. Those other fights you're talking about, Jeff Horn was in those fights, even at middleweight against Rafa. Okay, that was at middleweight. That's literally where Horn did not have size to work for him. But that's not my point. My point is guys move up and get beat all the time. All right? It happens all the time. Postal. Crawford dominated Postal at 140. Postal, many believe, beat Ramirez, or at least think it was close and could have gone either way. Postal. The fight with Josh Taylor could have gone either way. He had Josh Taylor on Queer Street in round 7. This guy got dominated by Bud. Mean Machine. Just because you don't know who a guy is and because he's European doesn't make him a bum. Mean Machine put up a much better fight than Kell Brook. So anybody saying, oh, if he had trouble with Mean Machine, just wait till Kell Brook. Well, you were wrong. Your assessment sucked. Okay? Now, I'm not here to tell people that Mean Machine is an upper echelon fighter. Okay, but people were acting like the dude just plain trash. He had one good moment in the fight. Well, maybe a couple. All right? Yet I still came away knowing that if they fought 10 times, Crawford would beat him 10 times. Now let's go to this Kell Brook fight. What did I keep hearing? At welterweight, Crawford fights like Arturo Gatti all of a sudden. I mean, you know, he just slugs it out with everybody. Right? That's what I heard. Not from everybody. Right? Like every Bud fight at 147 pounds is like Gotti Ward. Like he just goes at them, no skill, just slugs it out with them. Right? That's the assessment that I kept hearing. That was the assessment. I mean, let's just. Well, I never said Gotti. You might as well. The way it was being described to me, Crawford is just coming forward, and Crawford just loves to slug it out, and he's just trading and just fighting recklessly every fight, and that's why Kell Brook's gonna beat him, because Kell Brook is a smart boxer, and Crawford's gonna come forward and just get picked apart by the great boxer Kell Brook. Right? I mean that was in a nutshell. Okay, an abridged version of the breakdowns I was hearing. Okay, I mean pretty much, right? I saw some, not a lot. I saw some people say Kell Brook has a higher IQ. Okay, then Crawford. I saw some people say that Crawford doesn't fight the way he did at 140 anymore. You know, he's just coming forward the whole time. That's what I kept hearing, right? And I'm thinking to myself, if a bunch of YouTubers like us know that Brook is a good boxer and that just coming forward at him is a bad idea, right? Like if he just come forward with no plan or no strategy, if we know that, why are we why would anyone possibly think that Crawford and his team doesn't know this? Right? Like Crawford will go into a fight, feel out his opponents. If he doesn't feel they have anything, yes, he does tend to engage a little more with them to make it a quicker night's work, right? He could have done that with Postal a little bit, but he decided to, in that specific fight, he instead decided, I'm just going to box the whole fight, right? So you could either box the whole fight, or you can see that your opponent doesn't really have anything to knock you out, and you can make it a shorter night's work. And while you could argue that, you're getting hit at a higher percentage, there's no better defense than knocking your opponent out, because for the rest of the rounds, you get hit 0%. Okay? But that's not here nor there. In this fight, I mean, what happened is pretty straightforward, what happened. And I see the chat, but let me just get through this. What happened is pretty straightforward and pretty obvious. And while it's simple to explain, it's not simple to do, right? It's easier to explain it. Terrence Crawford, all right, everything they said Lomachenko was doing against Lopez and like that, Loma doesn't do that shit, right? Crawford's the guy that downloads information, right? He's the guy that does that. Now, I'm hearing a lot of assessments that go something like this, and I'm sure you heard them. Crawford was getting his ass beat, and then he landed a counter punch and knocked Brook out. But basically insinuating that he got lucky with a punch, right? He just threw a punch and knocked him out, and that's it, right? That's the assessment you're getting. Well, that assessment is trash. I'm sorry. Okay? That's what it is. It's trash. Keep in mind, this wasn't the 11th round or 12th round where Crawford finally landed something, right? As the fight progressed, Crawford was landing more, okay? He threw a right hand in the first round that missed by a mile, right? Missed by a mile. The winner's trying to throw a power right. Now, at this time, he was boxing orthodox. And then he continued for the second round. And his right hand was getting closer. He was trying to get the timing down of Kell Brook. In fact, Kell Brook acknowledges this when he meets with Crawford after the fight. And it's posted on social media. He told him, your timing is incredible. That's the one thing he pointed at, your timing. Now, granted, he's fine-tuning the punches, Crawford is, as the fight progresses. All right? So while he's fine-tuning the left and the right, right? While he's fine-tuning that, he's applying a little bit of pressure and then relinquishes the pressure. He allows Kell Brook to lead, and then he leads. Throws punches from different angles. Some of them miss, some of them don't. Feints a little bit. Then he goes southpaw. He positions himself. If you look at the stance of Kell Brook, he kept putting his lead paw and touching Crawford's. That's what he was doing. But he blinded his own side to be able to see Crawford extend the elbow out. Crawford did it several times to see what Kell Brook would do. Extending your elbow out is a no-no. All right? I know there's people calling this punch a hook, but we're going to get to that. Okay? He extends the elbow out, sometimes even shoots a jab off of that. That's a no-no in boxing. All right? But the one thing he noticed was, from Kell Brook's vantage point, he's blinding himself, okay, with his left glove. Kell Brook shooting rights. And I heard a lot of post-fights. Oh, the right hand of Brook. I mean, man, he would have kept landing that all night if he didn't get knocked out. You're all crazy. He landed some good ones, and then they were becoming less and less flush. Come on now. Okay? If he snapped his head back, it was probably one time. He was timing the lead of Kell Brook, is what he was doing. So then when they would touch the lead hands, Crawford from the southpaw, Brook from the orthodox. Their lead hand would touch. And that's when Crawford knew the motherfucker's gonna throw. He's gonna throw the straight right, because I'm southpaw and I'm open to a. I mean, this is elementary shit. Is what it is. All right. Oh, southpaw, open and lead right. I mean, it's common sense. You know what I mean? No, nobody's beating Crawford with that, but it keeps getting pointed. Okay. The elbow is extended out, and you could read all types of shit. Look, let me tell you something. You're not supposed to extend your elbow out like that. All right. And if Brook would have noticed that, then Crawford would have figured something else out. All right. But he noticed that he did it. He noticed it was blinding, that he blinded himself from that angle, okay, because of the way he was positioning himself to throw his right against the southpaw, right? Crawford gave him the illusion that it was open to the right. And you know what? Here's the crazy part. He was open to the right. 100%. The problem for Kell Brook was, so were you. And while your left is touching his right, that right's about to strike you. And you don't even know it. Kell Brook then uses his force, his velocity, his motion to come forward to shoot that straight of his, the straight right. He misses. He's about just not even 2 inches away from landing flush on Crawford. But you know what? You had already been timed, homie. It was already checkmate. You just didn't know it. You thought you had the queen, but now you're on checkmate. You thought, ooh, I'm about to take this piece. Oh, once I take the queen, oh, it's over for Crawford, right? The timing was so precise. You had to figure it out. Crawford just stepped forward. And if you look at that right hand, it's not a hook. I know people keep calling it a hook. You're not technically wrong, because it is with his lead, okay? But he lands it like a straight. And it's not a jab because of the way the elbow's extended out, okay? The closest thing to an anchor punch I've seen in years, okay? He steps in, bam, lands on him. And let me tell you something. I could almost guarantee you there was no doubt, none. There was no doubt in Brook's mind he was about to land that punch. He's probably never been so confident he was about to land a punch in his life. He made Kell Brook believe, oh, my feinting, my positioning, I set him up for the right hand. Me, Kell Brook, Special K. Me, I did that. I set him up because my IQ is better, right? That's what he believed. He didn't even know that punch was coming. He had no idea. Kell Brook gets hit by the punch, and when you first look at it, it's like, man, it didn't even look so hard. But certain angles, you see his whole face contorted and shit. Saliva flying all over the place, right? Dives over to the fucking ropes, all right? Hangs on. That should have been a TKO right there. If Kell Brook's against the ropes and he can't defend himself, it's a wrap, ref. That's it. It's over. But no, the ref gives him a count. Kell Brook looks confused and hurt at the same time. Kell Brook's wondering, what the fuck just hit me? Kell Brook doesn't even know what happened. I was about to land the most beautiful right hand on Crawford, and all of a sudden I'm against the ropes getting hit by Crawford. What the fuck's going on? Did you hit me, ref? Probably thought the ref hit him. Because he was certain. He was like, well, my lead paw was touching his glove, and I saw his other hand. I was looking at it while I was throwing the right hand. That's it. It was over. No, it wasn't, son. Nah, homie. You just got. That's it. That's all it was. You just got to figure it out. It was over by then. The fight was over. And this is not me Monday morning quarterbacking. It's not. I told you guys, in 4 rounds, he'll figure out Kell Brook. And once he figures him out, it's a wrap. Kell Brook always looks good for the first few rounds. You know what boxing spends for the first few rounds? But you know what makes this beautiful? What makes this one beautiful is that somehow this motherfucker always finds a way to win where you can't use the fucking crutch. You can't say, nah, Kell Brook was winning, but his orbital bone gave out on him. Well, we on you, Kell Brook. He just had a fucked up eye. You know, that's the only reason he won. Nah. He landed a precise punch, proving that precision is everything in boxing. Proving that. That was beautiful the way he set that up. That was beautiful the way he set it up. You don't just throw punches that just happen to land them by chance and at this level of boxing. Okay? That's not what happens. Amir Khan, you're only going to beat him because he's got a good chin. What did he do? He beat the fuck out of the dude's body, okay, and broke his will and made him quit. Okay? That's what he did. Oh, so his chin always, but Amir Khan, his spirit never gives up. It's always the chin. Well, this dude broke his spirit. Kell Brook, I mean, if it wasn't for the eyes, well, obviously that didn't fucking matter. Because he didn't, target the orbital bones or anything like that. Okay? At all. Could have. He could have done that. Now, obviously, while you're fine-tuning something, you may lose rounds. But he wasn't getting his quote-unquote ass beat. What the fuck were you guys watching? You could argue Brook won the rounds, but like to say he was getting his ass beat is a trash. That is simply a trash analysis. All right. Yes, Kell Brook landed a good punch. I believe above one of his eyebrows. He had a cut there. Hey, it is what it is. It's boxing. You're gonna get hit. All right. But at the end of the day, Kell Brook does not know what the fuck hit him. He doesn't know. Kell Brook's gonna have to go back and watch it on film to know what happened. He doesn't know what happened. He was like, what? Did you guys see his face when he got hit? Oh, boy, what was that? Like, he didn't know what hit him. He had no idea. He didn't know how it was set up. He didn't know. He was just, I swear to God, man. He was a millisecond away from landing his punch. That was beautiful. All right. Like, yeah, I'm here. Look, I'm open. Hit me. Bam. God damn. Now, you got to think about it from Kell Brook's point of view, right? He's blinding his side with his left, with his glove. So he can't really see that the elbow is extended out of Crawford. Right? And Crawford knew this because he had extended it out several times throughout the fight. Okay? So, from Kell Brook's perspective, if you have your elbow the conventional way, like how you throw a jab, for example, right? You don't extend your elbow that way. Okay? The hook, you don't extend it out and shoot it. Like, you kind of do it while you're hooking. Right? So it's different. Right? and it kind of extends out until the point of impact. So it's from Kell Brooks. Like if you take the conventional way, he's thinking, well, my paw's touching his, so I know where his lead hand is. I'm looking at his, at his left, right? So Kell Brook thought, oh, look, my right is closer to him than his left is to me. I'm going to beat him to the punch here. That's what he thought. Then he got hit. Then he wondered where he was. It should have been a TKO to give him a count. Then the beating continued some more. The dude was done. He was done. If that punch doesn't knock him out, he just look. Let me tell you something, man. He would like Crawford already had the timing down. Once Crawford has your timing down, once he has you figured out, it's over. Okay, that's what people need to understand. It's over. And that's it. Cool. What's up, Black Caesar? Well, Con, I'm not saying Crawford's not fast, but it wasn't the quickness. It wasn't speed. It was IQ and timing that did him in. What's going on, Trap House Boxing? No, Paul. No eye busting this time. So nobody could say, oh, it was because his eye gave out. But now I want to say this. 92 Aku, Zeno, all you guys, man. Shout out to you guys. 88 Sports Talk. Look. Let me tell you something. Okay? Let me tell you this. Is there a need? Like I keep hearing, right? Oh, no, but why are the Crawford fans so excited about this? They weren't giving Spence credit after the win over Brook because whatever, right? What's with all this? Like, what is that all about, right? Spence fans were the ones saying that he couldn't fuck with Kell Brook. Spence fans were saying that. Spence fans were picking Kell Brook to beat Crawford. The ones egging on the fight, saying that this fight needs to happen, most of them were Spence fans. So I don't want to hear, all right, why he's celebrating a dude. Like, now, everything I said that was going to happen has happened, okay? Kell Brook is now washed up. Kell Brook is a shell of his former self. Kell Brook is sloppy thirds. Kell Brook is a shell of his former self. Kell Brook hasn't, whatever it is, right? All of a sudden, overnight, a lot of you just need to accept that your assessment of Crawford is trash. You always get the assessments wrong. Always. They try to put Crawford in this position, right? Where no matter what he does, he can't win. That's what a lot of you did. All right? A lot of you were saying he can't beat Kell Brook, even the broken down version of Kell Brook. Look, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what people think. It doesn't matter what anyone's narrative is. It doesn't matter what who's being a hypocrite and who's not, and all this other nonsense. Okay. All that matters is that a lot of you wanted this fight, right? A lot of you were begging for this fight, and you got it, right? You got the fight. And Crawford won the fight in his way, right? All the things that were being said just don't matter. Oh, he's not going to have to rehydrate just 10 pounds this time. And he's going to be too big and strong and this and that. None of that matters at all. Well, it is the hate trap house, but, you know. Anyone who tells you that he just got lucky and landed a punch clearly doesn't know what they're talking about. I'm sorry. Clearly. That was a great win by Crawford. It was. He took care of Brook in even better fashion than I thought he would. You know? You could talk all day about, oh, but what about all the things Kell Brook did? What about all the things the rat did before he got caught in the trap? Oh, but the rat did get a bite out of the cheese though. Yeah, but where's the rat at? Oh, that's right. It's dead on the fucking trap, right? Yeah, but your first two traps didn't catch him. It wasn't until the fourth trap that he went through that killed him. Well, it doesn't matter. You got caught by the trap. The trap just kept getting better. If you think the trap was good in the fourth round, just wait till the trap that was coming in the fifth round. I want people to just keep this in mind. Like he didn't even have to. He didn't have to use the uppercut in this fight. That shit's in the holster the whole time. There's a lot of things that he didn't even need to go to finish Kell Brook. There's a lot more in the arsenal that he didn't even have to use. He stayed patient, timed him, okay? Probed a couple things, you know, studied the habits and reaction of Kell Brook, timed him, bam, and it's all she wrote. That's pretty much what happened. That's what happened. That's what happened. He didn't have to, you know, like there's different firewalls to get to you know, there's different firewalls with Crawford that he didn't even need to get to. He didn't even need to use. I felt this is what I felt. I felt he'll take like the first three rounds to figure him out. Again, I'm not Monday morning quarterback, and again, this was my assessment on HCP. Okay. In fact, let me do this. Let me just play You guys, am I still live? God damn, bro. I don't know if there was that transition from one zone to the other. All right, here we go. My bad. I don't know the mic was off. My bad. But here, let's go ahead and listen to this. All right. Listen to this. Being able to set up ambushes, all right, from the outside, okay? And he cuts through the outside to the mid-range to the inside. He cuts through it like butter, okay, like a hot knife through butter, I should say, right? And I don't know if that transition from one zone to the other is something that Kell Brook is ready for, right? Kell Brook's fought a lot of guys that like to step in and then they throw, okay? Crawford's already throwing the punch while he's stepping in. So by the time he finishes stepping in, he already punched you. Okay? So I don't know if Kell Brook is ready for that level of boxing IQ and ability. I just don't think. All right, there you go. All right? It just so happens, right, that's what happened. It just so happens that's exactly what happened. By the time you finish stepping in to throw, you already got hit, son. You understand? Crawford's already in Omaha and shit by the time you're getting counted out. Yeah. Hey, sorry for the audio cutting out there for a little bit. I don't know what happened, but with that said, look, man. Obviously, no victory is flawless. No victory or anything like that. But I still, looking at what Crawford did, I'm pretty impressed. So that's that. Khan says most of the people who push Brook in this fight either hate Crawford because he don't give him interviews or they just hardcore Spence fans. They have to keep it real. Look, I'll leave it to each individual person on what it is. You know what I mean? But what I know is this, man. You got to give this guy his credit. You know what I mean? For what he is and the great boxer that he is. Because he's a terrific boxer. He really is. All right. So that's all I got to say. And I got to get going, guys. I'm going to enjoy my Sunday, but I want to thank all of you for tuning in. This is The Style Boxing. Keep it boxing. I'm out.